What's up, everybody? I hope all is well as the week concludes for the NFL. Ladies and gentlemen, we are done with the games. As we wrap up the Monday night game between the Eagles and the Chiefs, and we will get into that, we have to start back to go forward, of course. First things first, always, please, hey, if you get a chance, subscribe to the channel. Please do so. Thank you. Or no, thank you. Whatever. If you just like football, I like football. Whatever. It doesn't matter. All right. So let's dive in where we need to dive in. Bengals, Ravens. Let's talk about it. Bengals, Ravens, 34-20. Joe Burrow with the early exit. Lamar Jackson had a fair game. Not amazing, but had a fair game. With that being said, I do believe if Joe Burrow plays this game all the way, it's very competitive. I don't think Baltimore pulls out like they should. Not this far apart, but Brownie comes in, plays a little bit. Doesn't do horrible, but he looks like, he didn't really look bad, to be honest with you. He didn't look bad. When I was watching some of the highlights and I was watching some of the game, when I was watching a little bit, he didn't look too bad. Like, he looked like he understood what was going on, pretty much. Like, he knew. He was very, 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 I ain't going to say decent. I ain't going to say he was amazing. I ain't going to say he was good. He was fair. Fair against a good Ravens defense. With that being said, on the other side, Ravens did what they were supposed to do. They capitalized when they needed to capitalize. They took care of business on all cylinders once they found out that Joe Burrow was, done, not coming back. They just took advantage of the game. Pretty much Ravens, that's what they did. Next up, Cleveland versus Pittsburgh. First of all, let's talk about it, right? Deshaun Watson, gone for the season. Steelers, I don't know what's going on offensively with their team. Jalen Warren's a better running back than Najee Harris, but Najee Harris is checked out of the game. Game's pretty much. Kenny Pickett, on the other hand, I don't know what position he plays. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know. The defense, though, for the Steelers, amazing. It's like TJ Watt and the boys understand the mission. They are carrying this team right now. Like if anything else, it is the Steelers defense that is carrying the way for them so bad. However, on the other side of the ball, like I mentioned, Deshaun Watson's out. They didn't start PJ Walker. They actually started DTR, kid out of UCLA. He's a rookie, Thompson. And he played better than he did the first time he got his go-around. Last time he went out, threw 3 picks. This game, kind of mild. Didn't do what he needed. He did what he needed to do. He managed the game. Game-winning drive, though, really exceptionally well. I freaking loved it because he went down there, did not mess up, did what he needed to do, get the kicker in the right position, and they won the game. Great nail biter. However, there's some question marks. Not for Cleveland, because it proves that they can rally around Myles Garrett on that defense, and of course that offense with Cooper, Ford. Ford looks like a great runner. He's starting to become a really good running back. Him and Kareem Hunt, they're starting to really pave the way, and that offensive line for the Browns is amazing. Like, it truthfully shows you that if Deshaun Watson was at least 85%, like he was in that Ravens game, that second half, this team really could be a force to be reckoned with. And they're really reigning. Cleveland is really reigning on a lot of people's parade in the AFC North. You don't even realize it, to be honest with you. Like, it's really funny how it's all working out for them in their own ways and their own outright. So I'm proud of Cleveland for the moral victory. I don't think they're getting in the playoffs, but this win says a lot about them as a team. As for Pittsburgh, low expectations, terrible. Like Mike Tomlin and, the offensive coordinator, I can't think of his name right now, man. Give me 1 second. Todd Haley, that's his name. I had to figure out his name. Todd Haley really must have to make a decision. They got to make a decision in this upcoming draft. I think that Kenny Pickett is not the guy. He is not the guy for y'all. The offensive line needs help too, but the way y'all run the ball, though, it kind of makes me say to myself, I would bypass the O-line, which is definitely not how I build a franchise on Madden, but I would bypass the offensive line problems and go and just get a quarterback. Because Kenny Pickett, man, I don't know if last year was a fluke. I really don't know, but the Steelers need to get a quarterback. You can sugarcoat it as long as you want, but they need a quarterback bad. And it's showing, man. Their defense they're all in their prime. Mika comes back. I think Fitzpatrick's going to come back here shortly too on top of that. And then Keanu Neal comes back. That defense is ready. They're playoff ready. That offense is not playoff. They're not even contender ready. I don't know what they're doing. It's just really bad for Pittsburgh. That being said, I'd like to segue into some stuff. I'm going to add this to this. But Chicago and Detroit. Chicago played lights out for the first 3 quarters. Justin Fields looked like he did not need to be traded. Chicago, you guys don't understand that Carolina is literally giving you the number 1 overall pick. Then on top of that, you didn't trade Justin Fields. You went and got Montez Sweat. Still don't know why. Very curious about that decision. Completely don't know what's going on. Him and Ryan Pace, figure it out. But here's the real big problem for me with Chicago. We all believe that Chicago was actually going to beat the Lions. And history has shown that the Lions will not come back from this. Down by 14, fourth quarter, 8 minutes left. No way. Well, Chicago did what the new Chicago Bears have done since I have been a child. They have consistently found ways to blow games over and over and over, and this was nothing different. As for the flip side of all of this, Justin Fields didn't have a bad game. That's the crazy part, right? I still think the Bears need to trade him. They should have traded him before the thumb injury, but they still need to trade him. I think that so they can get more picks and get more capital and go get Caleb Williams in the draft. That's just my opinion. Even though I think Justin Fields is a great quarterback, not great. I'm sorry, hold on. I think Justin Fields is a good quarterback, just in a terrible system. I just do believe that. But that's nor here nor there. Shout out to my Lions fans. You guys, man, like, shout out to Detroit. What up, though? Like, y'all really. I had the Vikings win the NFC North. Y'all are proving me wrong right now, because you guys are playing. Dan Campbell got them boys rolling. I'm talking about from Jamar Gibbs to Montgomery to Jared Goff to St. Brown to Reynolds to Laporta. Then the defensive side. Oh man, like they just look. The idea of beautiful football is Detroit right now. Detroit has a good mix of run and pass. That O-line, physical. And that's what I like. I just got to give Detroit credit where credit's due, because without a lot of those pieces, like, going to get Jared Goff, switching them up for Matt Stafford, making them, hey, look, we believe in you, bro. Like, it's not that you can't win a ring. It's just we're gonna get the players around you and make it right. And I really like what Detroit is doing. They really have paved the way, and this is what I like about Detroit so much, man. Dan Campbell and just the staff all together is one. 31-26. They really beat the Bears. Came back in them 8 minutes. It just was surprisingly beautiful to me. Next up is Green Bay and, of course, the Chargers. I'm going to be real with you, bro. Chargers that dude for the Chargers, Staley, he's got to get fired. Like, I would have fired him last year. That's just me personally. And as a Charger fans, like, I know you guys, it's like every year the Chargers have a talented roster. They've got an amazing running back, good receiver, a good quarterback, solid line. They spent so much money on defense too in the offseason. It's not even, bro, you guys spent so much money on the defense. Khalil Mack, Joey Bosa, Derwin James, and you every week get the same results. You just keep losing, and it annoys me because the Chargers are so good that they're bad at the same time. They should have not lost the game to the Packers. That should have not happened at all. You have no idea how, like, just looking at this. Like, I'm a Texans fan, so, my game, once we took care of business, we do what we do. I'm going to talk about that a little bit here, a little bit. It'll go get a little bit down the road. But once I realized what was going on And I saw the same movie happening again and again with Green Bay. They were going down, game-winning drive, doing what they do. I'm saying to myself, the Chargers really they just do this. As a Charger, I feel sorry for Charger fans, bro. It's like they just can't get it right. And to be honest with you, I know I'm probably they're gonna take a lot of heat for this. I would have kept Anthony Lynn over Staley any day. Any day I would have kept Anthony Lynn. I'd rather have Anthony Lynn than Staley. That's just me. Enough of the Charger talk. I'm done. Till you fire Staley, I can't even say y'all trash no more. Y'all just hot garbage. You just hot garbage, bro. Till you fire Staley. You gotta get rid of his sorry. I can't use profanity like I want to. You gotta get rid of his sorry, capital A, $sign, because he is just trash, bro. As for Green Bay, Jordan Love has showed some progress. He has really turned it up, and these young receivers are developing. I don't think they're going to win the NFC North. No, that'd be nice, but I don't think that's happening. But I will say this about Green Bay Packers right now. They're in this limbo where next year, if they land a good offensive lineman, their defense, they've kind of got some whiffs on defense. I'm not going to lie to you. They could probably get that in the second or third round. I'm not going to lie. They could probably do that. But if they build that offensive line, I think they need to go running back, especially with Aaron Jones leaving and exiting the game. I really think it's time. I love Aaron Jones, Texas kid, went to UTEP. But I think it's time, man, you guys got to get more running back depth. I think it's time for the Packers to pick up running back definitely in this draft coming up. It's a lot of good running backs coming out. Well, I ain't going to say good. It's a lot of, I guess rotation backs coming out. Ain't no really solid backs that I would just trade up to get and be like, oh, that's the one. No Bijan Robinsons or no, Ezekiel Elliott's or Saquon Barkley's coming out this year. I'm just saying that I think that the way that the Packers are, slowly progressing and getting better, it sucks that the Aaron Rodgers. It's funny because Aaron Rodgers asked for receivers when he was there and never got them until, obviously this last year he was there. But Jordan Love is finally developing these receivers with Christian Watson, Romeo Doubs. Like they started to fare very well and getting better at the game, and I'm starting to see it now more and more. Now, granted, it is the Chargers. It is the Chargers defense. Granted, I will say that, but it is the NFL too at the same time. So at least they took care of business where they needed to take care of business. I will give them that. And that is that. Very interesting teams right there. Two very interesting teams. Matt LaFleur with offense, and he's finally getting it right. Staley, on the other hand, with the defense, and he's not getting it right. At least be good at what you got on board for. You know what I mean? If I'm a defensive coordinator and I get hired as a head coach, I expect the defense to be decent, right? Decent, right? That's just not what I'm seeing with the Chargers. Good win by the Packers, by the way. Next up, the Vegas Raiders and the Miami Dolphins. Now, quietly, I was rooting for the Raiders to beat the Dolphins in this game. And I'm not surprised that they lost. And actually, I'm okay that they lost because AP, Antonio Pierce, is really turning the culture around for the Raiders. I believe that if AP was not their coach, I believe that if the Raiders were the same Raiders prior to that with Josh McDaniels, this game would have been another massacre, like a 70 to 12 victory or something like that. I think this would have been another blowout for the Dolphins. However, they're making Adrian O'Connell really believe that he can play in this league. I don't think he can, but they're really believing that in this defense. That's what I think is going to anchor the Raiders, is their defense. I don't think their offense is bad. Do they need a quarterback? Yes. But defensively, if I were them, like I said, I address defense in the draft. That's just me. That's what I'm saying. I think that's what it's going to be. I'm thinking down the future. But as of right now, in this moment, I think that the Raiders really have a really strong wow factor with what they have right now. And for them to manage to keep these Dolphins under 27 points, which is really good because Tyreek Hill is a cheat code in life. He is a true cheat code in life. And don't forget about Jalen Waddle. Like, he's not a cheat code either. He is fast as hell, too. And then you got Devon Achane, who got hurt, by the way, guys. Hey, sorry about that. Shout out to Devon Achane. He is a Texas A&M kid. Thumbs up. That's my dog. Nothing but respect and love for the guy. But, hey, you know, he got hurt. Bad injury. Really wanted to see him, you know, kind of just play it out. But it's all good. Don't worry about it. He'll be fine. He'll bounce back. I know he will. But for the Raiders, this is a tough loss, but a great moral win. And that's what I like to see from the Raiders. There's a lot of fight. And I think they're going to be a hard team for a lot of people in the future. The Raiders are going to really be putting it on people. I think going forward, AP's going to have them playing 110 every game. Look to the other side real quick. Dolphins. The fans is up, and them fans is riding. I just need to see y'all do this against the good teams. But it's all good. At least you won. Tyreek Hill got his best receiver in the league. I don't care what anybody says. I wish you would at me and argue me. There's no way in heck, no way that there's any receiver better than Tyreek Hill right now. You can try it. You can try and throw your Keenan Allens, A.J. Browns. That's fine. That's cute. But Tyreek Hill does this week in and week out. I ain't not seen him not do it. How about that? How about that? And Tua, you got to give credit where credit is due. Mike McDaniels has done something in Miami that Flores couldn't do when he was there. And he had Tua really looking like, Tua looked like he was a bad quarterback. Like he didn't belong, like he was a bust. But now, that switcheroo with Mike McDaniels, Tua's out here looking like at least about a top 15 quarterback. I ain't going to say top 10, top 15 quarterback. You know, he out here making these plays, making these things work. So I'm very happy how the offense is going. Defensively, believe it or not, the Dolphins stepped up in this game too. Of course, Jalen Ramsey's playing. A lot of the other guys are on there too as well. I think that the Dolphins really have a good trending direction, of course, as always. But this was a Raiders team that has not won a lot of games. So this should have been a blowout. But I'm pretty sure they'll take it and run with it because this is a new revamped Raiders team. This is not the same Raiders team that it was in week 5 or 4. This is a different Raiders team. So I get it. So the Dolphins kind of came out with a tougher opponent than what is definitely shown on their record. So I'll give them that. Good win for the Dolphins on that. I'll give them that. Giants and Washington. I don't know what's up with Washington, man. They trade away their 2 edge rushers and they have a problem getting to the quarterback. They make Danny DeVito. He's a good fella, right? They make Danny DeVito. They make him look like he's freaking Eli Manning out there killing it, right? And I just want to know, as a Commanders fan, where are you going with this? What are we doing here? Like, you have so many, Jahad Dotson, Terry McLaurin, Curtis Samuel, right? You have these receivers, Logan Thomas, can't forget about that. Then you got 2 running backs. Well, one of them didn't play. Gibson didn't play. But Robinson Jr. out there. Sam Howell. Like, you have an offense. You got rid of your defense. Forget that idea, right? You have an offense. The Giants suck. The Giants suck. Let me say that again. S-U-C-K. The Giants are horrible. Straight trash, homie. But for some strange reason, this trash put up 31 on y'all. What are you doing? What are you doing, Washington? You can't take for Caleb Williams, fam. No, dog, that ain't for y'all. You can't do that, big dog. Y'all gonna get Bo Nix? Y'all got Sam Howell. Make it work, Eric Bieniemy. What are you doing? You asked to leave Kansas City. You got the opportunity. They need to fire Ron Rivera. They need to get him out of there. They need to get a lot of people out of Washington. Everybody need to go. Everybody need to go. Just everybody need to go, man. I'm looking at this game and I'm sitting there saying to myself, I cannot believe it. Y'all ever seen Coming to America? I cannot believe it. I'm saying to myself, this two-win team going to Washington is going to lose. They finna get killed. Oh, nah, dog. Nah, player. Washington, we just going to let them beat them. Now, on the flip side, Giants. Clap your hands. Giants. Saquon looked like Saquon. Did he not? Whew. And to think, y'all signed this man for $11 million. To think, y'all gonna say, oh, Daniel Jones is the man, if y'all don't get that trash up out of there, to get that trash up out of there, man, Daniel Jones, boy, y'all better y'all allergic. Y'all allergic to winning when Daniel Jones is in the game, boy. He is, boy, terrible. But that boy Danny DeVito, hey, man, look, quiet as it's kept, he actually didn't look bad against Dallas before it became a blowout. No, I'm messing with you. Look, I'm going to be real with y'all, Giants fans. You got to go get a quarterback. Danny's great for the moment. I get it. He's going to get his 15 minutes of fame. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Even if the Giants do win out, which if they do, then I would second guess getting a quarterback. I would kind of keep Danny there and I would just build around it. But good win today. Your offense executed. Your defense did what they needed to do. I ain't got much to say bad about the Giants besides keep Daniel Jones holding the clipboard, Gatorade, headset, backwards hat, front cap. Just keep him away from the field. Keep him away from the field. For some strange reason, when he's away from the field, you guys seem to do a lot better. Just my thought. Just my thought on that. Speaking of that, segue into this. I got to get better at my segues. However, Dallas, Carolina, we all knew Carolina was going to get blown out. I expected Dallas to win this game by a lot, which they did by 23 points. I didn't expect Carolina to actually put up 10 points. I thought they were going to put up maybe like 3 or 7, something like that. So with that being said, this is going to be real quick and easy. Carolina, you should have got Stroud. But then again, there's also so many other factors too that Carolina have that's bad. That's the O-line, the receiving core. Adam Thielen looks like Adam Thielen is an old white man playing receiver. Like, no offense. I have nothing against that. It's just that I don't think Carolina wants to win and they're okay with losing. That's just me. That's just me in my thought process. I don't know what. I can't say anything positive about Carolina. The weather's nice. No, the Panthers, I mean. They're just the Panthers, no. But Dallas, on the other hand, hey, they look like they needed what they look like they needed to be. They took care of business. They won fair and square. Ain't much to really talk about with Dallas. Dallas did what they needed to do. Tennessee and Jacksonville. Tennessee, you had one job. Just beat Jacksonville. You had one job. Just beat Jacksonville. You couldn't even do that crap. God dang it. Trevor Lawrence looked good, too, on top of that. With that being said, Tennessee, man, Will Levis, he did go out there and he did survive towards the end of the game. Derrick Henry, I don't know what y'all are doing with Derrick Henry. Y'all are just a total misuse of Derrick Henry right now this season. Y'all are misusing him. What is going on? I get it, you got a quarterback. But also, don't abandon the run. Do not abandon the run. Run the ball, please. You must. That's how this works. You run, mix it with a little bit of pass. Run, mix it with a little bit of pass. Sometimes you pass and then you run. You can do a little back and forth. It's okay. DVD player, you know what I'm saying? Slide it in and slide it out. It's real easy. You know what I'm saying? Tennessee, man, I know they ain't got no offensive line, so I give you that. Their defense could use some help, too, on top of that. It's quite a bit going on with Tennessee, man. Quite a bit with Tennessee. And it showed in this Jacksonville game. So it's kind of like the Carolina thing. I didn't expect them to win. I wanted them to because that would be nice. But, Tennessee can be my toilet paper for a week. How about that? And I eat a lot of bean burritos. But we're going to segue into the other side of the ball for the Jacksonville Jaguars, where Trevor Lawrence looked like Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence looked like that man. He a problem. And Calvin Ridley, he a problem too. Christian Kirk, he a problem. Travis Etienne, he a problem. And guess what? All these problems on one team. And the Jaguars look like they back and they full-fledged. I understand people are saying, oh, man, last week they played San Fran. They didn't look like that. I get that. It's San Francisco, the 49ers, probably the best team in football, the most completed team in football. They are like the Eagles. They find a weakness and they get better before it even becomes a weakness. So, with that being said, this anger that they had against the Niners had to come out against somebody, and that was somebody was Tennessee. So, on all cylinders, Trevor Lawrence looked good. I can't say that they look bad. I think they did what they needed to do. Next up, of course, y'all, you know what time it is. My game, My Texans versus them Arizona Cardinals. Hey, we look good. Like we just look good. Now I ain't gonna stunt. I ain't gonna hold you. This game was a lot closer than what people thought. The scoreboard is there, but it really should be like 21-20 because Arizona was definitely in this. Kyler Murray really out here looking like he never had a leg problem in the first place. He out here playing like Kyler Murray really out here looking really, really good with just playing ball right now, man. Like, to be honest with you, we couldn't stop him scrambling from out of the pocket. A lot. If their receivers caught the ball, I say this, same thing for the Bengals game, right? If those receivers would have caught the ball, we wouldn't be talking about a Texans win right now. However, I will say that the Cardinals defense, surprisingly, was immaculate in the second half. They was immaculate in the second half. I'm talking about bombed out, like really, really. That first half, their defense was trying to figure it out. But that second half, them Cardinals defense, they really did their thing. And I got to give them credit for credit's due on that. Now on the other side of the ball, my boys, the Texans, them boys. C.J. Stroud looked good till the second quarter. Till the second half, I mean. He threw 3 picks, but hey, he kept his head up and he took care of business and they got the W. Great. However, I will say this. This is probably his worst game in the season. But I'm glad he got it out. We still won, which is even great, which shows that, obviously he's doing a good job. My next big thing is that the defense really stepped up in the last 8 minutes of the game. With the turnover, the pass deflections, and finally, believe it or not, guys, I don't know about y'all if you're Texans fans like me, I didn't even know Stingley was playing today. I didn't even know Stingley existed on our roster anymore. The number 3 overall pick, remember we took him over Sauce Gardner? Yeah, that really happened. And then he got hurt. The same injuries that he had in college, we adopted that, and it happened in the NFL. Well, he got a pick. I have a short on a highlight in a video of that, of him getting an interception. Because I couldn't believe that he actually was playing, and he actually did something beneficial. With that being said, finally, our pieces on defense are coming together with the Will Andersons, the Christian Harris, great linebacker performance, great sensational linebacker performance. And of course, great secondary play with Steven Nelson. And then on top of that, with Derek Stingley making a good pick at the end of it. I really think we still need some more pieces on defense. But, hey, a win's a win. A win's a win. A win is a win, bro. No matter how you get a win is a win. And that's what I like to see from my Texans. So I'm not going to be too hard on them. I just know that we got to handle business against Jacksonville. We can't be doing that lollygagging. Got to take care of business. Next game, Tampa Bay versus San Fran. Tampa Bay, they put up a good fight. Mike Evans did what he needed to do, stat-wise, fantasy football-wise, and after that, San Fran took over. Do I really got to dive into this one? Brock Purdy looked good. I think he had 2 touchdowns, maybe more than that. McCaffrey looked good. Ayuk looked good. Debo looked solid. Kittles, he loves to block. Obviously, he's a physical dude. He likes contact. In short, the Niners look great. Tampa Bay, there's some things that did not look so great. That's just really how I want to link the line on that one. Buffalo versus the Jets. This is one-sided, and it's true. I think they're benching Zach Wilson. They're going to start the other guy, Todd Bowles, something like that. Not surprised. Needed to. I don't know what the Jets got to wait for. The return of Aaron Rodgers. That's what they got to wait for. In the discussion on the Jets. Bills, offensively, thank you. Josh Allen, no more trying to be like Lamar Jackson. Just hand the damn ball off, run it, leave everybody alone. End of discussion. Great game. Now let's talk about the meat and potatoes. The good games. Seattle versus, of course, Los Angeles. Let's talk about it. Geno Smith gets hit in the elbow, goes down. Drew Lock comes in, and they realize Drew Lock is not what we want anymore. Keep Geno in, which made me laugh. As for the Los Angeles Rams, Stafford looked like Stafford. Henderson punching it in. Puka Nacua, ice cold. Hey, that is a steal in the draft. Puka Nacua. BYU, right? BYU boy? Dang, man. That I guess that was the BYU product that they thought they was going to get with Zach Wilson, but that's not what they got. So, it's all good, though, man. But yeah, man, I'm proud of the Rams coming back. They fought with Seattle back and forth, and this is a really good win for them too, division wise. On top of that, I still think San Fran gonna win the division hands down. It's not even close. But Sean McVay and those Rams, every once in a while, they remind you that they can still be relevant. And the Seattle Seahawks, on the other hand, I don't know what they're doing in the goal line. They got a K9 Kenneth Walker. He a non-existent Zach Charbonnet when you drafted him in the second round, I think. And yeah, he's just not producing like you want him to right away. Offensively, I don't know what goes on in the red zone. The red zone woes. I don't get it. I don't know. But Los Angeles took care of business, what they needed to do. Next up, Minnesota and Denver. Obviously, the run stops with one of these two teams because both of them were coming in blazing hot, which would made for a great Sunday night football game, to be honest with you. That being said, Vikings had to take the loss. Josh Dobbs did decent, didn't do bad. Russell Wilson and Sean Payton, they're really turning it around. They're really showing you what they're made of. They're executing. They're doing such a great job offensively, defensively. They're getting involved. They're starting to become this team. They're starting to become Broncos country. They're starting to ride into victories. You like how I did that? Ride into victories. You get it? Ride into victories. Okay, anyways. What I'm saying is, though, Russell Wilson is slowly turning the clock back a little bit, becoming himself again. And they're starting to make things work. And they're showing that he had to clean house to make sure that we can kind of be a brick and mortar squad again. So I really applaud the Broncos. I really like what I'm seeing. As for the Vikings, like I said, tough loss. Don't count them out. They can all make it better pretty much on Thanksgiving Day when they play the Lions. So great. Like I said, somebody had to lose. They both were on a hot streak and somebody had to lose. So that's just pretty much what it was. Dobbs didn't have a bad game. Russell didn't have a bad game. Just like the score says it all, 21-20. Literally, whoever had the ball last is going to win this game. All right. Last but not least, the Super Bowl rematch, Philly versus Kansas City. I'm going to say a couple of things about this game because it just wrapped up, but I'm going to also keep it a buck with you. Philly did not win this game. Kansas City beat themselves. What I mean by that is Philly took advantage of what Kansas City failed to do. I ain't mad at Kansas City. I'm not mad at Philly because Philly did what they needed to do. Philly said, okay, they didn't convert. Philly said, okay, they turned the ball over. Philly said, okay, I tell you what, we get put up in this position, we're going to take care of this. Let's go with what we know. The good old tush push, whatever they want to call it, the brotherly love touch, whatever they want to call that. They worked to their advantage. They got it in there and made them go up. As opposed to Kansas City, well, we could talk about it with the Watson drop. We can talk about it with the Scandrick drop. The receivers ain't catching the ball. What's going on? Like, Mahomes is putting it in the breadbasket. I think, if I'm not mistaken, maybe around the 2-minute mark in the fourth quarter, right around there, Scandrick beats the coverage, wide open downfield. I'm talking about, I said it's 6. That's touchdown, and drops it. And if you watch the replay, you look at this, he dropped the ball, fam. And I'm sitting there looking like, okay. Like, it don't really get there's no better layup for them than that. However, okay, you have to move on. The next few plays, it's like 4th down or whatever. I think it's 4th and 24, which, I ain't gonna lie, if you got Aaron Rodgers, Deshaun Watson, or Pat Mahomes throwing that ball, Deshaun Watson with the good shoulder, and of course Aaron Rodgers with the good Achilles. But I'm saying if you have any of those three right now in the game on a 4th and 24, I still believe we can convert on that. And to be honest with you, I thought they did convert until I looked at the pass and saw that Watson dropped the ball again and pretty much just gave Philly the victory. So, to be honest with you guys, Philly did not really beat Kansas City. Kansas City really just beat themselves. And as I conclude all of this tonight, this has been a beautiful week of football. I can't wait to see more. Y'all have a good time. Always like, comment, and of course, subscribe. We out. Peace. This is my reaction video. I need to end it a better way, but I don't feel like ending it. I don't know what's going on. but I don't know what's going on. Well, let me go ahead and end this right now.